Hello, everyone. I'm Natasha, your host for today. If you're new here, I want to let you know that we upload a brand new English learning video every single day to help you improve your English faster and more naturally. In today's episode, you are going to boost not only your English listening skills, but also your English speaking confidence. This lesson is all about shadowing, one of the most effective methods for learning how to speak English fluently and clearly. We're going to guide you through real-life daily conversations, practice sentences, and natural speaking rhythms to help you understand how native speakers actually talk. With each example, you'll get a chance to listen, repeat, and train your brain to think in English. Shadowing is a powerful tool to help you speak English smoothly and confidently, and today's lesson will give you everything you need to get started. By the end of this video, you'll notice improvement in your pronunciation, sentence flow, and overall fluency. So, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon if you want more helpful English learning videos like this. Get ready to speak with more confidence and sound more natural. So, grab a pen and paper. Let's begin. Let's start with the most important idea of shadowing, which is listening and repeating. Shadowing simply means you listen to a sentence or a phrase and then immediately repeat it out loud, trying to match the tone, rhythm, and pronunciation of the speaker. This method trains your mouth, ears, and brain to work together, just like native speakers do. It helps you build fluency naturally, because you're not just learning grammar rules, you're feeling how the language flows. It's like copying the way someone walks or dances, but with speaking. So, today we will practice together, and you should too. Try to repeat everything I say, even if it feels difficult at first. Don't stop. Keep going. Fluency comes with practice and consistency. Let's begin with a simple, everyday conversation. Imagine you've just woken up and you're starting your day. These are the kinds of phrases people say to themselves or to others in the morning. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Good morning. How did you sleep? I slept well. Thank you. Are you ready for the day? Yes, I'm ready. Let's have some breakfast. What would you like to eat? I think I'll have some toast and eggs. Would you like some coffee? Yes, please. Just a little bit of sugar. These sentences are very simple, but practicing them helps your tongue get used to moving in English. Try shadowing each one a few times until it feels natural to say. Now, let's move to some more shadowing practice related to morning routine. I'm going to take a shower. I need to brush my teeth. What should I wear today? I'm looking for my socks. I can't find my keys. I think they're on the table. Do you have everything you need? Yes. I think I'm ready to go. These are the kinds of expressions people say every morning. You can even say them as you go about your own routine. When you brush your teeth, say, I'm brushing my teeth. When you make tea, say, I'm making tea. This helps connect your actions with the language, and it makes English part of your real life, not just something you study. Let's now go into a short story. To practice longer shadowing, listen carefully and repeat after me in full sentences. Anna wakes up at 6:30 in the morning. She stretches her arms and yawns. She walks to the kitchen and pours herself a glass of water. After that, she takes a quick shower and gets dressed. She chooses a blue shirt and black jeans. Then, she makes breakfast, 2 slices of toast, and 1 boiled egg. As she eats, she checks her schedule for the day. She has a meeting at 10, lunch with a friend at 1, and some emails to write in the afternoon. After breakfast, she grabs her bag, puts on her shoes, and heads out the door. Now, try to repeat this story, sentence by sentence, just as you heard it. Practice saying it as smoothly as possible. Now, let's do some practice exercises together. I'll say a phrase, then give you time to repeat it. Ready? Let's begin. I need to catch the bus. I forgot my phone at home. The weather is really nice today. I hope it doesn't rain later. I'm meeting a friend for lunch. Can we go to that new cafe? I've heard the food is great. I'm feeling a little tired. Maybe I'll take a short nap later. Keep shadowing these phrases out loud. And if you feel stuck, just pause and repeat. Your mouth will start to get more comfortable with English sounds as you practice. Now, let's imagine a short conversation between 2 friends. Emily and Jack. Listen first, then repeat each line. Emily says, "Hey Jack, how's your day going?" Jack replies, "Pretty good, just a bit busy. How about you?" Emily says, "Same here. Work has been non-stop since morning." Jack replies, "Tell me about it. I haven't even had lunch yet." Emily says, "Let's grab a quick bite together." Jack says, "That sounds great. I could really use a break." Now, try to shadow this entire dialogue. Try to match the tone and emotion in each line. Imagine you're one of the characters. This kind of practice helps you build rhythm and feel more confident in real conversations. We'll now shift to a few expressions that are very commonly used in daily English. Try repeating them as you hear them. That sounds like a good idea. I'm not sure about that. Let's think about it. What do you want to do? It's totally up to you. I'll go with whatever you decide. I just need a minute to think. These short, flexible expressions are great for keeping conversations natural and relaxed. Practice them again and again. Say them while walking, cooking, doing, or relaxing. Let the phrases become part of your natural speaking pattern. Now, let's go into another short story to practice longer shadowing. This time, let's follow a day in the life of Daniel, who works in an office. Daniel gets to the office at 9 a.m. sharp. He checks his emails and starts replying to the urgent ones. At 10 a.m., he joins a team meeting. They talk about a new project and set deadlines. After the meeting, Daniel takes a short break. He goes to the coffee machine, makes a cup of coffee, and chats briefly with a coworker. Then, he returns to his desk and continues working. Around noon, he goes out for lunch with 2 of his colleagues. They eat at a nearby restaurant and talk about movies and weekend plans. After lunch, Daniel returns to the office and finishes some paperwork. He leaves work at 5:30 p.m. and heads home, feeling accomplished. Now, go back and shadow this story, sentence by sentence. Repeat it aloud and try to speak it smoothly. Let's do another round of phrase shadowing. Listen and repeat. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Can you help me with this? I'm not feeling very well today. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't really agree with that. Let me explain what I mean. Could you say that again, please? Shadowing these lines helps you feel the rhythm of English. Repeat them slowly at first, then try saying them faster. Speed is not the goal. Fluency and comfort are. Now imagine a simple conversation between a customer and a shop assistant. The customer says, "Hi, I'm looking for a black jacket." The shop assistant replies, "Sure. What size are you?" The customer says, "Medium, please." The shop assistant says, "We have this one. Would you like to try it on?" The customer replies, "Yes, that would be great." The shop assistant says, "The fitting room is right over there." The customer tries the jacket and says, "It fits perfectly. I'll take it." The shop assistant smiles and says, "Wonderful. Let me ring that up for you." Shadowing real conversations like this helps you get used to common phrases. In different situations, like shopping, dining, traveling, or working. Remember, shadowing is most effective when you repeat the same sentences multiple times. If one sentence feels hard to say, practice it until it feels natural. For example, if you struggle with "it fits perfectly," repeat it slowly, "it fits perfectly." Then say it a bit faster, "it fits perfectly." Again, "it fits perfectly." Do this for every phrase that feels tricky. This is how muscles in your mouth learn new movements, just like in sports or music. Let's now return to a few more daily expressions. Try shadowing them as I say them. I'm just getting started. Let's take a short break. I'll get back to you later. That's not what I meant. Can we talk about this tomorrow? I totally understand. Let's figure this out together. These expressions can be used in work meetings, in friendships, and even in casual texts. Practice saying them in different tones, polite, firm, friendly, to build flexibility in your speaking. Let's continue our practice with more conversations and real-life scenarios. Repeating after me will help you get the rhythm, tone, and natural speed of English speaking. Imagine you're in a cafe with a friend. Listen and repeat. Sarah says, "This place looks cozy." Tom replies, "Yeah, I've heard they have great coffee." Sarah says, "I'm going to try the cappuccino." Tom replies, "I think I'll have the iced latte." Sarah asks, "Do you want anything to eat?" Tom says, "Maybe a slice of cake. That chocolate one looks good." Sarah says, "Okay, I'll go place the order." This conversation is very casual and friendly. Practice saying it slowly first, then try to shadow it at a natural speed. These are the kind of dialogues you can expect in everyday English interactions. Let's now break down a few useful phrases from the cafe dialogue and practice shadowing them separately. This place looks cozy. I've heard they have great coffee. I'm going to try the cappuccino. Do you want anything to eat? That chocolate one looks good. I'll go place the order. Repeat each one clearly. Pay attention to how the words connect. For example, in "Do you want anything to eat?" the sounds blend together in natural speech. Shadowing helps you train your ear to hear this and your mouth to say it fluently. Next, we're going to focus on polite expressions, the kind you can use with strangers or in formal settings. Listen and repeat. "Excuse me, could you help me, please?" "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Would you mind repeating it?" "Thank you very much." "That's very kind of you. It was a pleasure meeting you. I hope to see you again." These expressions will make your English sound more natural and respectful. They are especially useful when traveling, working, or meeting new people. Let's move into another story for extended shadowing practice. Listen carefully and repeat the full sentences. Megan is a university student who lives in a shared apartment. Every morning, she makes a cup of green tea and reads the news on her phone. On weekdays, she attends her lectures either online or on campus. After class, she usually studies in the library or works on her assignments. In the evening, she sometimes goes for a walk or watches a documentary. On weekends, she enjoys meeting her friends, going out for dinner, or just relaxing at home. Megan finds that having a routine helps her stay focused and balanced. Try repeating the whole story slowly. Then go back and shadow it again at a more natural pace. Doing this repeatedly improves both your listening comprehension and your speaking fluency. Now let's imagine Megan is talking to her friend Lisa on the phone. This will be another short conversation. Tea and you can shadow. Megan says, "Hey Lisa, how was your weekend?" Lisa replies, "It was great. I went hiking on Sunday." Megan says, "That sounds fun. Where did you go?" Lisa says, "We went to Pinewood Trail. The weather was perfect." Megan says, "I've always wanted to go there." Lisa says, "You should. Next time, come with us." Megan says, "I'd love that. Let's plan something soon." Again, this is a friendly, relaxed conversation. Shadow the whole exchange as if you were one of the speakers. Let your voice match the tone and flow. You're not just learning words, you're learning communication. Let's take a moment to practice some common everyday expressions. Try repeating them as you hear them. I'll be right back. Let's meet around 6 p.m. I'm running a little late. Can you wait for 5 minutes? I'm almost there. Sorry for the delay. It won't happen again. These phrases are short but powerful. They keep conversations smooth and help you manage everyday situations in English with ease. Let's also try some useful sentences for making plans. Repeat after me. Are you free this weekend? Do you want to grab dinner sometime? Let's catch up soon. I'll check my schedule. Saturday works for me. Let's meet at the mall. I'll send you the details. These types of phrases are great for social conversations. Practicing them through shadowing will help you feel more confident when making plans with English speakers. Now, let's imagine you're visiting a doctor. This scenario is important because health-related vocabulary often feels difficult, but with practice, it becomes easier. Listen and repeat. The receptionist says, "Good morning. Do you have an appointment?" You reply, "Yes, I have an appointment at 10 a.m. with Dr. Allen." The receptionist says, "Great, please have a seat. The doctor will be with you shortly." When you meet the doctor, they say, "What brings you in today?" You reply, "I've been having a sore throat and a mild fever." The doctor says, "Let me take a look." Please, as open your mouth. You say, "Sure." After checking, the doctor says, "It looks like a throat infection. I'll prescribe you some medicine." These kinds of shadowing practices prepare you for real-life situations where clear communication is important. Let's repeat some of those phrases from the doctor's visit. Do you have an appointment? I have a sore throat. I've been feeling tired lately. Let me take a look. I'll prescribe you some medicine. Take this 3 times a day. Drink plenty of water and get some rest. Saying these sentences clearly will not only help you understand others, but also help others understand you. Let's take a short moment to review what we've practiced so far. We've covered morning routines, friendly conversations, shopping, going to cafes, work-related dialogues, making plans, and visiting the doctor. All of these situations are based on daily life. They're not just grammar lessons, they're real experiences that you live through every day. When you shadow these sentences, you're training yourself to respond naturally and automatically in English. You're building a habit of speaking and thinking in English. Now let's go back to some light conversation shadowing. Imagine you're walking in the park and meet someone you know. Listen and repeat. Hi, I didn't expect to see you here. Yeah, I come here for a walk every evening. It's such a nice day today. Perfect weather for a walk, isn't it? Totally. Have you been busy lately? Yes, work has been hectic, but I'm managing. Good to hear. Let's catch up sometime soon. These small talk conversations are perfect for shadowing because they're casual, friendly, and realistic. Let's continue with more sentence practice. Try saying each of these clearly. I've been meaning to call you. It's been such a busy week. I can't believe how fast time flies. Let's take it easy today. That sounds like a plan? These are the types of lines people use in relaxed conversations. Repeat them until you feel they come out smoothly. Let's now imagine a restaurant scene between a customer and a waiter. This is another practical and common situation. Listen and repeat. The waiter says, "Good evening. Do you have a reservation?" The customer replies, "Yes, under the name Thomas." The waiter says, "Right this way, please." After being seated, the waiter says, "Can I get you started with something to drink?" The customer replies, "I'll have a glass of water and an orange juice, please." The waiter says, "Sure. Are you ready to order?" The customer says, "Yes, I'd like the grilled chicken with vegetables." The waiter replies, "Great choice. Your order will be ready soon." Try shadowing this whole interaction. Speaking these phrases clearly and confidently will help you when you're eating out in an English-speaking place. Now, let's practice some sentences from the restaurant scene. Do you have a reservation? I'd like to order now. Can I see the menu, please? I'll have the same thing. Could we get the check, please? Thank you. The food was delicious. These are essential restaurant phrases that you should practice regularly. They'll come in handy whenever you travel or eat out. Let's do a short practice focusing on pronunciation and rhythm. Repeat after me. I didn't see that coming. It's not what I expected. Let's take a rain check. I'll think about it. That makes sense. These are commonly used expressions in conversations. Listen carefully to how each phrase sounds and try to match the rhythm as closely as possible. Shadowing not only helps you speak clearly, but also helps you sound more natural. We'll finish this part with a short narrative about an evening at home. Listen and repeat. After work, Julia gets home around 6 p.m. She changes into comfortable clothes and makes herself a cup of tea. She sits on the couch and reads a book for a while. Then she makes dinner, a simple pasta dish with vegetables. After eating, she washes the dishes and tidies up the kitchen. Around 9 p.m., she calls her parents and talks to them for half an hour. Before bed, she takes a warm shower and listens to soft music. She goes to sleep feeling relaxed and ready for the next day. Shadow this entire story slowly at first. Then go back and repeat it more smoothly. These kinds of daily stories help you connect English with the flow of real life. Let's keep going with more real-life situations you can practice through shadowing. This time, imagine you're traveling. You're at the airport and getting ready for a flight. Shadow these lines with me. Good morning. Where is the check-in counter? I have a flight to New York. Here's my passport and ticket. How many bags can I check in? Is this the gate for flight 305? What time does boarding begin? Could I get a window seat, please? Practicing these sentences helps you become more confident in handling travel situations smoothly in English. When you shadow these expressions, you not only learn the words, but also gain confidence to use them in real time. Let's now create a short conversation at the airport. A passenger says, "Excuse me, is this the line for check-in?" The airline staff replies, "Yes, it is. May I see your passport, please?" The passenger says, "Of course. Here you go." The staff says, "Thank you. Do you have any luggage to check in?" The passenger replies, "Just one suitcase." The staff says, "All right, please place it on the scale." The passenger asks, "How long will the flight take?" The staff responds, "Approximately 6 hours. Boarding starts at gate B12 in 1 hour." These are useful exchanges you can expect when you're flying. Shadowing these makes you feel comfortable and ready when you're actually in that setting. Now let's shift back to everyday interactions. We'll practice expressions you can use when talking about your weekend or asking someone about theirs. Listen and repeat. What did you do over the weekend? I went hiking with some friends. We had a barbecue on Saturday. I just stayed home and relaxed. I watched a few movies. I cleaned the apartment and did laundry. It was a quiet weekend. Practicing how to talk about your recent experiences helps you become more fluent in casual conversations. These are topics that come up all the time with coworkers, friends, or classmates. Here's a casual conversation between two coworkers on Monday morning. John says, "Hey, how was your weekend?" Amy replies, "It was nice. I visited my parents." John says, "That sounds good. Did you do anything fun?" Amy says, "Yeah, we had a small family dinner. It was really relaxing." John replies, "That's great. I mostly stayed in and watched football." Amy says, "Sometimes that's the best way to spend a weekend." This kind of small talk is very common at work. Practice shadowing it slowly, then try it again more naturally. Now let's focus on talking about hobbies. Here are some common expressions people use when talking about what they like to do in their free time. I love reading books. I enjoy cooking in my free time. I'm into photography. I like playing the guitar. I go jogging every morning. I'm learning how to paint. I spend a lot of time listening to music. I recently started taking dance classes. Shadowing these lines helps you speak comfortably about yourself, which is very useful in both friendly and professional conversations. Let's try a short conversation between two friends talking about hobbies. Mia says, "Do you have any hobbies?" Rachel replies, "Yeah, I love painting. It helps me relax." Mia says, "That's cool. What do you like to paint?" Rachel replies, "Mostly landscapes. I enjoy using watercolors." Mia says, "I've always wanted to learn how to paint." Rachel replies, "You should try it. It's really fun and calming." Conversati. Ons like this one are great for shadowing because they build vocabulary and help you sound more natural when speaking about your interests. Let's do another set of practical expressions. Try repeating these lines with clear pronunciation. Can you give me a hand with this? I'm not sure how to do it. Let's figure it out together. I need to charge my phone. My battery is almost dead. Could you lend me your charger? I'll return it in a bit. These kinds of lines are used when you need help or are offering assistance. Practice them as part of your everyday speaking routine. Now, let's imagine a phone call. Listen carefully and shadow the lines. Ring ring. Hello? Hi, is this Sarah? Yes, speaking. Who's this? It's Mike. I just wanted to check in about our meeting. Oh yes, it's still on for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Perfect. I'll see you then. Great. Have a nice evening. You too. Bye. Phone conversations often require quick thinking, so practicing them through shadowing can help you stay calm and fluent when you're actually speaking on the phone. Let's now practice some useful phrases from phone conversations. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it, please? You're breaking up. Can you hear me now? Let me call you back. Thanks for calling. Talk to you soon. Shadowing these helps you get familiar with common phone expressions and improves your confidence when talking without face-to-face cues. Let's move into a short story about a trip. Listen and repeat. Last weekend, Alex went on a short road trip with his friends. They drove to a mountain town about 3 hours away. On the way, they stopped at a small cafe for breakfast. Once they arrived, they checked into a cabin and went hiking. The weather was perfect, sunny with a light breeze. They took a lot of pictures and enjoyed the beautiful views. In the evening, they sat around a campfire, ate marshmallows, and shared stories. It was a great escape from the city. Shadow this story slowly first, then again more naturally. This will help you improve both your storytelling skills and fluency. Now, let's do a round of natural expressions for feelings and emotions. Repeat after me. I'm feeling a little stressed today. I'm so excited about the trip. That made me really happy. I was a bit disappointed. I'm worried about the results. I feel really proud of myself. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm feeling much better now. Being able to describe your feelings is very important in English. These expressions help you communicate clearly and connect with others. Let's create a conversation around feelings. Emma says, "You look tired. Are you okay?" Sophie replies, "Yeah, I didn't sleep well last night." Emma says, "Is something bothering you?" Sophie replies, "I'm just a bit anxious about the exam." Emma says, "I understand. Try to take some deep breaths and relax." Sophie says, "Thanks. Talking about it helps." These dialogues are gentle and supportive. Practice shadowing them with feeling. Put emotion into your voice. It makes your speech sound more human and natural. Now let's go into a few practice lines for expressing opinions. Repeat after me. I think that's a great idea. In my opinion, it's not the best option. I totally agree with you. I'm not so sure about that. That's just how I see it. We'll have to agree to disagree. Expressing opinions is a part of everyday life. Whether you're discussing work, movies, or food, practicing how to do it politely and naturally will help you in many situations. Let's do a short scene between two co-workers discussing a project. James says, "I think we should start with the design phase." Clara replies, "I agree. It's the most important part." James says, "Do you think we need more people on the team?" Clara replies, "Maybe, but we should try it with the current team first." James says, "That's a good point. Let's see how it goes." This conversation shows how people express opinions and respond to each other respectfully. Practice shadowing this conversation to sound confident in meetings or teamwork. Let's return to some everyday expressions. Repeat after me. I'll think about it and let you know. That's not a problem at all. I appreciate your help. Let me check my calendar. I'll get back to you soon. Let's keep in touch. These expressions are useful in all kinds of daily interactions, both formal and informal. Saying them clearly and naturally will help you feel more confident when speaking English in any setting. Now, imagine you're at a hotel checking in. Shadow this short dialogue. Receptionist: "Good afternoon. Welcome to Sunset Hotel." Guest. Hi, I have a reservation under the name Emily Carter. Receptionist. Yes, I see it here. 1 room for 2 nights. Guest. That's right. Receptionist. May I see your ID and credit card, please? Guest. Sure, here you go. Receptionist. Thank you. Here's your key card. Your room is on the 3rd floor. Guest. Thank you very much. These hotel-related phrases are very useful for travel. Practice shadowing this whole exchange to become comfortable with the vocabulary and polite tone. We'll close this section with a final round of common phrases. Try repeating these clearly and confidently. That's a great deal. I'm looking forward to it. I'm afraid I can't make it. Let's reschedule. I'll let you know. Sounds perfect. Take care and see you soon. These expressions will help you in wrapping up conversations naturally and politely. Now let's look at another realistic situation that will help you practice your listening and speaking skills through shadowing. Imagine you're at a train station and someone approaches you to ask about the next train. They might say, "Excuse me, do you know what time the next train to Chicago leaves?" This sentence may seem a bit long, but the rhythm and flow are natural in English. Now repeat with me slowly. Excuse me, do you know what time the next train to Chicago leaves? This is a polite and common way to ask for travel information. Now let's change the role. Imagine you're the one asking. You can also say, "Hi, I'm looking for the train to Chicago. Is it on time?" These types of questions are essential when traveling. They involve simple vocabulary, but give you powerful tools to handle real-world situations. Shadow this now. "Hi, I'm looking for the train to Chicago. Is it on time?" Try to copy the intonation and the natural pauses. Let's continue with some more daily expressions used when you're meeting a friend. Think about this common exchange. Your friend says, "Hey, how's everything going?" And you reply, "Pretty good, just keeping busy. How about you?" These are relaxed and casual phrases. When you shadow them, pay attention to the contractions and how quickly they are spoken. Repeat after me. "Hey, how's everything going?" Now your reply, "Pretty good, just keeping busy. How about you?" When you practice this way, you're not only learning vocabulary, but also how to sound friendly and fluent. These small interactions make a big difference when you're speaking English in real life. Another useful setting for shadowing practice is the restaurant. Imagine a waiter comes to your table and says, "Are you ready to order, or do you need a few more minutes?" This sentence includes polite and professional English. Repeat with me. Are you ready to order, or do you need a few more minutes? You can respond in 2 ways depending on your situation. If you're ready, you can say, "Yes, I'll have the grilled chicken, please." Shadow it now. "Yes, I'll have the grilled chicken, please." If you're not ready yet, you can say, "Could we have a few more minutes, please?" Say it slowly with me. Could we have a few more minutes, please? So practicing these short dialogues through shadowing will prepare you for many kinds of social situations. Let's now move into short storytelling shadowing exercises. These are especially helpful for improving your flow and understanding of how English is used in context. Listen carefully, and then repeat after me. This morning, I woke up a little later than usual. I had forgotten to set my alarm last night. I rushed to the kitchen to make coffee, but I realized I was out of milk. So I quickly got dressed and walked to the nearby store. Luckily, it wasn't too crowded and I got back in time for my online class. Now let's break this down. First, this morning I woke up a little later than usual. Shadow it now. Next sentence. I had forgotten to set my alarm last night. Repeat that. Continue with, I rushed to the kitchen to make coffee, but I realized I was out of milk. This sentence has a natural pause in the middle. Practice both parts. And then, so I quickly got dressed and walked to the nearby store. Finally, luckily it wasn't too crowded and I got back in time for my online class. By shadowing this mini story, you learn how English sentences connect and flow together in everyday life. Now let's practice a telephone conversation. A very simple one. Imagine you're calling a friend. You might say, "Hey, are you free to talk right now?" That's a friendly and casual way to check if the person is available. Now say it with me. "Hey, are you free to talk right now?" Your friend might reply, "Sure, I have a few minutes. What's up?" Repeat that now. "Sure, I have a few minutes. What's up?" This is how conversations begin casually and naturally. If you want to explain why you called, you can say, "I just wanted to ask you something about the homework." Repeat so, owly. I just wanted to ask you something about the homework. This is a great way to build fluency while learning how native speakers speak on the phone. Always remember to focus on tone, pacing, and clarity. Another place where you can use English naturally is when shopping. Let's practice that together. Imagine you're in a clothing store, and a staff member approaches and says, "Can I help you find something today?" This is a polite and friendly offer. Repeat with me. "Can I help you find something today?" You could respond, "Yes, I'm looking for a jacket in medium size." Shadow that now. "Yes, I'm looking for a jacket in medium size." Or if you're just browsing, say, "Thanks, I'm just looking around." Repeat, "Thanks, I'm just looking around." You may also ask, "Do you have this in another color?" Or, "Where is the changing room?" These are helpful phrases. Repeat, "Do you have this in another color?" And now, "Where is the changing room?" These short, natural exchanges help build confidence and fluency in practical settings. Let's now work with a short practice routine for your daily life. Shadowing is most effective when you make it part of your routine. Start your day by describing what you're doing in English. For example, say out loud, "I'm brushing my teeth." Then, "I'm getting dressed for work." Continue with, "I'm having breakfast. I made toast and coffee." These little moments help your brain connect thinking and speaking in English. Try adding more detail. "I'm checking my emails before I leave for work." "I'm walking to the bus stop." "I'm listening to a podcast while commuting." These statements might feel simple, but they train your brain to think in English. Practice speaking each one out loud with natural pacing. Don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is to get comfortable with forming and saying full English sentences regularly. Let's go even deeper with shadowing. By practicing listening and responding to questions. I will ask a question, give a short pause, and then you will repeat the answer. Question: What do you usually eat for lunch? Your answer: I usually eat a sandwich or some rice with vegetables. Now say it out loud. I usually eat a sandwich or some rice with vegetables. Next question. What do you do after work? Answer. After work, I relax at home, watch some TV, or read a book. Now repeat. After work, I relax at home, watch some TV, or read a book. One more question. Do you like learning English? Answer. Yes, I enjoy learning English because it helps me talk to people from different countries. Repeat. Yes, I enjoy learning English because it helps me talk to people from different countries. These question and answer exercises help improve both listening and speaking fluency. Let's now do a more focused practice, using a short situation. Imagine you are at the airport. You're about to check in your luggage and speak to the staff at the counter. The staff says, "Good morning. May I see your passport and ticket, please?" You reply, "Sure, here they are." The staff then says, "Do you have any luggage to check in?" You respond, "Yes, I have one suitcase." Then the staff says, "Please place your suitcase on the scale." You say, "Okay, no problem." This kind of short, real-life situation is extremely useful to shadow. Listen to each line and repeat it clearly. Focus on the rhythm, stress, and polite tone used in airport conversations. These exchanges use common verbs, questions, and phrases that occur often in daily travel English. By practicing this type of scene, you not only remember vocabulary better, but also become confident in responding naturally when you're actually in that situation. Let's take another example that happens every day. Ordering coffee at a cafe, the barista might say, "Hi there, what can I get started for you?" You reply, "I'd like a medium latte, please." Then they might ask, "Would you like that hot or iced?" You say, "Hot, please." Then they say, "Anything else?" You respond, "No, that's all, thank you." They might reply, "All right, your total is $4.50. Then you say, "Here you go." Practicing such conversations through shadowing can make a huge difference in your fluency. You get used to how questions are asked, how polite expressions are used, and how casual interactions flow in English. This is exactly how you train your brain to understand and speak naturally. Shadow each line, pause the video if you need to, and repeat several times until your tongue and brain become used to the flow. Now let's shadow a scene where you're at a bookstore, looking for a novel. You walk in and say, "Excuse me, could you help me find a book?" The staff replies, "Of course. What book are you looking for?" You say, "I'm looking for a novel by Jane Austen." They say, "We have several of her books. Do you have a specific title in mind?" You reply, "Yes, I'm looking for Pride and Prejudice." The staff then says, "Great choice. It's in aisle 4, right next to the poetry section." You respond, "Thank you so much." This dialogue might seem simple, but it's filled with very natural English expressions. "Excuse me. Could you help me? Do you have? I'm looking for," and "Thank you so much" are expressions used all the time. Practicing this kind of shadowing helps you become more fluent, more confident, and more automatic with your replies. Even if you've never been to an English bookstore, these expressions will help you in libraries, shops, and general questions. Let's shift to another situation. Making a doctor's appointment. This is something that happens in real life, and you must know how to talk about it in English. Imagine calling a clinic and saying, "Hello, I'd like to make an appointment with the doctor." The receptionist replies, "Cyril, Tainley, what day and time would you prefer?" You say, "Any time after 2 p.m. on Thursday." Then the receptionist says, "We have an opening at 3:30 p.m. on Thursday. Would that work for you?" You respond, "Yes, that works perfectly. Thank you." Then they confirm, "All right, you're scheduled for 3:30 p.m. on Thursday. Please arrive 10 minutes early." You say, "Got it. Thank you." These interactions are very practical and important. When you shadow this scene, don't just focus on the vocabulary. Listen for how the tone changes, how polite expressions are used, and how the responses are short, but complete. These skills help you become more natural and clear when speaking English in real life. Let's do one more realistic scene. Visiting a friend's house. You arrive, and they greet you by saying, "Hey, so glad you could make it." You respond, "Thanks for inviting me. It's great to be here." Then they might say, "Would you like something to drink?" You reply, "Sure, I'd love some water." They bring the drink and ask, "How have you been?" You say, "I've been doing well, just busy with work. How about you?" These conversations are part of social life, and the best way to practice them is by repeating after me with clear pronunciation and rhythm. These natural phrases like, "So glad you could make it," "Thanks for inviting me," and "How have you been?" are key expressions for sounding friendly and fluent. The more you practice them out loud, the more comfortable you'll be in real-life situations. Every time you do shadowing practice, you are training not only your speaking, but also your listening skills. You're improving your pronunciation, intonation, and your ability to react quickly in conversations. To make this practice even more effective, try repeating the same dialogues again tomorrow. Repetition is not boring. It's how fluency is built. Your brain remembers better when it hears and speaks the same patterns over and over. You don't have to memorize long scripts, just focus on these everyday interactions. And over time, your English will improve naturally and automatically. So take your time, pause when needed, repeat after me, and slowly you'll notice you don't need to think much before speaking. That is the power of shadowing. It turns learning into habit. Now that we've covered how important repetition is in shadowing, let's move to how real-life conversations help you internalize language patterns. Let's imagine a short scene where a friend visits another friend's home for the first time. This kind of interaction is simple but incredibly helpful for shadowing. For example, "Hey, it's so good to see you." Pause. "Thanks for having me over." Pause. "Come on in. Make yourself at home." Pause. "Would you like something to drink?" Pause. "Yes, a glass of water would be great." Pause. These are all everyday phrases. Pause after each line. Repeat it exactly as you hear it. And try to match the tone, speed, and rhythm. This is how you practice shadowing in the most natural way. Let's try another quick practice. I'll say a short phrase, Then pause so you can repeat. It's been a long day. Pause. Do you want to sit down? Pause. Thanks. That would be nice. Pause. Let me take your coat. Pause. You should practice this multiple times until your voice flows with ease. Don't be afraid to sound silly at first. The more relaxed you are, the better you will get at shadowing. These are simple sentences, but they carry real conversational value. You can also create your own daily situations and try to shadow them. For instance, ordering food. Hi, I'd like to order a cheeseburger and fries. Pause. Would you like anything to drink with that? Pause. Yes, a bottle of water, please. Pause. That'll be $5.99. Pause. Here you go. Pause. Thank you. Your order will be ready shortly. Pause. Practice this whole exchange again and again. When you shadow full dialogues like these, your listening, memory, and speaking skills work together to help you become fluent. Here's another daily routine to shadow. Imagine it's early morning. Good morning. Pause. Did you sleep well? Pause. Yes, I feel refreshed. Pause. What's for breakfast? Pause. We have toast and eggs. Pause. Sounds good. I'll have that. Pause. Try to feel the natural pauses. Don't force yourself to go too fast or too slow. Match the pace you hear, and use a mirror if you can. This way, you can notice your mouth movement and feel more connected to what you're saying. That's how native speakers build fluency, from real life and from repeated, confident speaking. Now, let's shift to a friendly phone conversation. This is something you can practice in the mirror or even record yourself. Hello? Pause. Hey, it's been a while. Pause. Yeah, how are you? Pause. I'm good, just busy with work. Pause. Same here. Life's been hectic. Pause. Want to catch up this weekend? Pause. Sure, that sounds great. Pause. Okay, I'll text you the details. Pause. Perfect. Talk to you soon. Pause. Bye. Pause. This kind of casual phone call is rich in natural, easy-to-repeat phrases. Shadow this several times a day to train your brain and tongue to think and respond in English quickly. Another useful shadowing practice is storytelling. Let's begin with a short story about a person named Emma. Emma wakes up at 6:30 every morning. Pause. She takes a shower and gets dressed. Pause. Then she makes a cup of coffee. Pause. While drinking her coffee, she checks her emails. Pause. At 8 o'clock, she leaves for work. Pause. She takes the bus and reads a book during the ride. Pause. Emma works at a small office downtown. Pause. She likes her job, but it can be stressful. Pause. After work, she meets her friend for dinner. Pause. They laugh, talk, and enjoy their food. Pause. By 10 o'clock, she's back home and ready for bed. Pause. This storytelling method is a great way to practice longer sentence structures, different tenses, and natural speech flow. You can also use this method to tell your own story. Record yourself and say things like, "Today I went to the grocery store." Pause. "I bought vegetables, fruit, and some snacks." Pause. "The cashier was friendly." Pause. I paid with my card and left the store. Pause. Then play it back and try to shadow your own voice, improving your pronunciation and natural delivery with every attempt. This builds your confidence and strengthens your muscle memory, which is key for speaking fluently. Now let's take a look at how to shadow questions. Many English learners forget the intonation when asking something. Let's try. What time is it? Pause. Where are you going? Pause. Do you want to come with me? Pause. Have you seen my phone? Pause. Can you help me with this? Pause. Practice asking these questions with the rising tone that's natural in English. This helps your speech sound clear and confident. Try asking the same question in different ways. For example, where are you going? Pause. Where are you going? Pause. Where are you going? Pause. Notice how the emphasis changes the feeling slightly. Shadowing this way helps you become more expressive and fluent. Let's now do a final conversational role play to test your shadowing. Listen and repeat with a natural voice. Hi, can I ask you something? Pause. Sure, go ahead. Pause. Do you know where the nearest bank is? Pause. Yeah, it's just 2 blocks down the road. Pause. Thank you so much. Pause. No problem. Have a great day. Pause. Try this entire conversation 3 times, slowly building your speed, while keeping clarity. This is a great practice drill to wrap up your shadowing routine for the day. Another great way to use shadowing in your daily routine is by watching short clips of conversations and repeating them sentence by sentence. For example, imagine you're watching a cooking video, and the host says, "First, we chop the onions, then we fry them in olive oil for 3 minutes." You can pause the video and shadow that line with the same rhythm and tone. Doing this not only improves your vocabulary, but also helps you get used to the natural melody of English speech. It's okay if your pronunciation isn't perfect at first. What matters is consistency. Repeat the same clip several times until the words feel natural in your mouth and your tongue gets used to forming those sounds effortlessly. One more technique that really helps is to record yourself while you shadow. Let's say you hear a sentence like, "I'm thinking about taking a trip to the mountains this weekend." You repeat it and then record yourself. When you listen back, compare it with the original. Notice the rhythm, the pronunciation, the pauses, and the intonation. Over time, you'll start noticing how your speech begins to sound more fluent and more native-like. This is not about copying someone blindly, but about training your brain to hear and produce natural English patterns. It's a smart, focused way to internalize the structure of the language. Let's now try another round of shadowing together. I'll say a few sentences slowly, and you repeat after me. Ready? Here we go. I really like how quiet this neighborhood is. Good. Next sentence. Could you help me carry these bags upstairs? Great. Let's meet at the coffee shop around 6. Now try this one. He didn't say much, but I knew something was wrong. And another one. The weather's been really unpredictable lately, hasn't it? These are everyday sentences that are commonly used in real conversations. Practicing them will make your English much more confident and smooth, You might be wondering how much time you should spend doing shadowing each day. The answer really depends on your schedule, but even 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a noticeable difference within a few weeks. If you can do more, that's great. If not, even small daily practice sessions will help build a strong foundation. Try to mix it up. Some days you can shadow TV shows. Other days use podcasts or lessons like this one. The key is to stay consistent and patient with your progress. Let's try one last practical activity together. Before we wrap up, I'll describe a simple situation, and you'll repeat after me, as if you're the speaker. Ready? I walked into the bakery and saw a fresh batch of muffins on display. I asked the lady at the counter if they were still warm. She smiled and said, "Just out of the oven." I picked two and said, "Thank you. These look amazing." Now repeat that whole situation with your own voice, matching the tone and pauses. Doing full paragraphs like this will push your skills even further. Before we close, I want to remind you that fluency in English doesn't come from just memorizing words. It comes from developing the habit of thinking in English, hearing how native speakers speak, and repeating those patterns until they become natural to you. Shadowing is like a bridge that connects listening and speaking fluency. It trains your ears, your mouth, and your brain all at once. You'll start noticing that you respond faster in conversations, understand more, and speak with more confidence. It's not magic. It's just focused, consistent practice. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this shadowing practice session helped you in your English journey.